Okay, this is a second video because I got a phone call that interrupted my first video. So I was getting down to the curb R&R. The curbs are not your newer shape. They're like your older style where it almost looks like an A shape or an upside down V. I'll show you what that looks like here in a little bit, but I wanted to give you the quantities first. Okay. So I'm showing you the map out here where the cabana is. So you got the Cascade Parks cabana, and it's labeled pretty well out here. So when you come in on the main street, which the main street is right out this way, you come in on that map I showed you to the left, this front area, which I would phase this with the seal coating here in the cabana, which is across the street. This is where some of that white curbing is. All right. The 18-inch no parking fire lane stencils, I don't think I gave you that quantity, but you need to add that in there. And there's 20 sets of no parking fire lane stencils. Okay, so I'm going to race you over here across the street to show you one of those curb repairs. So as I walk over here into this first phase, you can see the asphalt's not bad. Somebody came in, I don't know if it was us or not, but they did a bunch of asphalt repair in the drive aisle at some point because it looks a lot better. You could see the saw cut, but then they also seal coated at one point too. They only seal coated that, and then they didn't seal coat this. So I don't know, it's interesting, but it's not too bad a shape. Underneath the carports though, it's a little rough, where you've got weeds popping out in certain areas. So you know, some attention to detail it's going to need to be done. A little elbow grease to remove weeds and whatnot. So one thing we could encourage the property manager is to get somebody out here to spray weed killer around all the posts and around the curbs where there might be some stuff growing. Okay. Over there you see that staircase there going up to the dumpster. That's red. We need to paint that, so make sure we paint that red. Okay. The curbing's been painted before with a paint that doesn't look like traffic paint. Looks like they use some sort of glossy red paint from, you know, they probably could have got it from Sherwin-Williams or anybody, but I don't think it was traffic paint. So it's stuck on there pretty good. I think cleaning the curbs with power washing will come off fairly well. You see some of the 4-inch cross hatching in red. Right here is one of our curb repairs, and I said that we would just take out, oh, it's 20 feet. So from here out to the edge, that would be that 20-foot piece of curb. I'll show you where the 5-foot piece is. I'll show you where the two 30-foot sections are as well. So there's the cabana across the street, and then you go up the street that way, and you've got that bigger part of the division. Another thing I didn't give to you was the quantities on painted stop bars. There's like a 12-inch white painted stop bar that's like 12 feet, so we need to add that. Okay, so I've bounced across the street. I showed you this parking lot plus the cabana. I've gone across the street. I'm going to show you that 5-foot piece. I'll come up and show you these two 30-foot pieces. As I get out, you've got this 5-foot piece of curb here that'll have to be done by hand because there's a little bit of a root here. So throw some mix down. I have to dig back behind this a little bit so we can put that curb in. On that 12-inch stop bars, I told you there was only 12. There's actually 24. So we got a stop bar here, and there's one up above. Here's some of the stop bars, or not stop bars, but speed bumps that were painted white and then painted red. We're going back to painting them white. I'm going to take you down the street here on this long stretch, right on the bend, show you that 30-foot piece. Okay, I'm showing you this 30-foot piece here on the radius. And here it is on the corner. Take it back to this joint right here. Do this whole section up to where the G is. But you can see it's like an A-shaped mold. It's an old style mold. And our best bet is if we don't have that A-shaped mold, We can put in like a 6x8 curb. It's gonna look a little different, but at least it'll be fixed up because this is all loose right here. And here's the last section of curbing that's on the map, aerial map. 30 feet, we'll go all the way around into here. Okay, so we gotta fix that. We do not have to paint the red that's on the walls up here. We don't have to do any of that. But there's a lot of work underneath the carports. You've got curbing that's on the back side of these carports. And you know, you got a lot of shade in here. So with each phase we do, we're going to remind them that, you know, the hope is that it'll dry by the next day. But there is a possibility we might have to have it closed down for more than a day. It might be a day and a half or something because of all the shade and it all being covered. Okay, I think that's it. I don't need to explain these numbers, but you can see that some of them out there, they're really big. They're 18-inch. And you got guest stencils that only look like they're 4 inches. But we're gonna change them back to 8-inch and then do the numbers in 12. When going to do this project, we need to ask management to give us a map with correct numbering in the stalls. All right, any other questions? Let me know.